back in the basement.
So good. So good.
My nipples have never been so hard.
Really?
It's cold. I'm freezing.
It's not. Come on.
That's why he's dressed like the Unabomber.
It's
With
weird
these
because
TV lights and everything.
it's weird because he's not
Cut through
lactating
glass.
anymore.
Let me thank the sponsors, and then we'll get right to the show. This is a topic show.
Uh-oh.
I've got questions for the panel.
Oh, sweet.
Sort of. What are your opinions, and what would you do? Kind of scenario.
Oh,
You
boy.
better get through those sponsors then.
All right then. We want to thank PC Laptops because this show would not happen without Dan Young.
The man.
Dan, the laptop man.
He has saved this show so many times.
You have saved all of our computers.
Exactly, our computers and the show. He does not build crap. All of his stuff is great, and he does it all by hand, and he's the man.
I thought to do with his mind.
PCLaptops.com. Also, Dr. Volts, 2043 East, 3300 South. Hey, how about that? A friendly comic book shop.
Weird.
I've told the story before, but I was there on a Wednesday, and a guy came in and said, I haven't read comics in a long time. Where should I start? And Jeremiah took him by the hand, and it was creepy. But
He just likes holding hands.
He just hugged him.
and took him over to. He says, maybe you ought to start with some collections.
Friends
maybe you ought
hug.
to start with this or that. What did you used to read? It was awesome. So go see them. Also, SecretCompassCollectibles.com. Go and visit their website. There's a link on GeekShowPodcast.com. You can click on it there, or just go right to SecretCompassCollectibles.com. I use Geek Show Podcast because that's hard to spell. I'm sorry. Also want to remind you another sponsor of ours. It is the Discworld Convention. It's the North American Discworld Convention. If you are a fan of the Terry Pratchett books, the Discworld books.
Unless you're an idiot that mistakes it for some other series of books.
There is a big old convention happening this summer, and Terry Pratchett will be there. And it's also a fundraiser for a couple of his charities. There's an Alzheimer's charity and an orangutan charity.
He was diagnosed with Alzheimer's.
That's right.
That's what it was.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you go to nadwcon.org.
Could you imagine the suckitude of that? I mean, you are a genius like Terry Pratchett,
Yeah.
and you're diagnosed with something that's going to riddle your brain.
I was just looking at his list of books on Wikipedia.
Yeah.
And he releases sometimes like 2 and 3 books a year.
He
was
co-wrote
anyway.
Prolific.
Yeah.
He co-wrote Good Omens with Neil Gaiman.
That's what I was about to bring.
Which-
One of my favorite Antichrist book ever. written.
I love that book. I love that book.
See, I'm the only one here that doesn't like that book.
That's because
I
you
read it. I read a bunch of other Neil Gaiman books first, and it's so different from Neil Gaiman.
It's because Terry
regular
Pratchett's
stuff.
involved.
Exactly.
Yeah, 'cause it's
that
funny.
I read it. I'm just like,
You know
I don't
why?
Neil Gaiman.
You know why? I think it's because you still have the demon fear.
Maybe.
Could
right.
be.
Clearly.
Let's introduce our panel. He still has the demon fear. He's the designated driver and producer of the show, TTT, Too Tall Tony.
What?
Scott Pierce, who brings the cute to the show. Because again, on
Love of my
Comcast,
life.
we keep getting beat by the dog adoption shows. So Pierce
Next
brought
up
his
for adoption,
Can
we
someone
do have-
adopt that dog?
No.
Scott has
My
been
dog.
Scott has
Mine.
been fixed.
Scott-
He doesn't play well with other old men.
But is he house trained?
He's not house trained.
Well,
Scott-
I used to be, but now that I'm
Scott's
50,
a special case. He used to guard a crack house for. We rescued him from that. Go to sltrib.com and read his stuff.
He actually answers emails at the Salt Lake Tribune.
What?
That's how you know he's in a happier place.
Yeah, because he hasn't had the life and joy sucked out of him.
That's right. Shannon Barneson,
How's it going?
ladies and gentlemen, wild card,
Wild card.
quizmaster.
Quizmaster. Every
Participant.
Wednesday night.
He's
Lucky
the-
13, 8 o'clock.
He is the Riddler. Pub quiz.
Hey.
All right.
Participant.
Participant.
Congratulations.
Jimmy Martin, slugmag.com. Also the big movie mouth off, film critic extraordinaire. We
How'd he do?
And our film critic to the world, Jeff Michael Weiss.
Woo!
MSN
Not bad.
writes for MSN Parallel Universe.
I do that thing.
Film criticking for us
you do.
and for my radio show. Lee George Cade,
Hi.
artist, toy maker,
Investment banker.
investment banker, and toy maker to the king.
Vegan.
Yeah, the King's been a bit of a dick lately, but I appreciate everybody else who's been stepping up. So
good.
the King, he's a fink.
And the website,
Grimleys.com. It's GRIMMLEIGHS.com.
harder to spell than Secret Compass Collectibles.
Yes, it is, and that unfortunately that was intentional. We've learned.
All right, let's get moving here. This is
Wait. Kerry Jackson.
Oh, hi.
Oh, it's Kerry Jackson, everybody.
Gary Jackson.
How are you?
X96.com, or if you're here in the Valley, 96.3 between 6 a.m. and 10, Monday through Friday. That's all he cares about.
Check about. All right.
10:01. Nah.
Hey, like I said, I used to be a team player. I remember those days.
She's on lots of stations. Don't worry about her.
All right. Now, I was kidding when I heard and said these things. But this is like a really serious deal now. It's all over right-wing radio.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is this
It is all over blogs, right-wing blogs. Here's an article I found online about it. Why Americans don't play superheroes. In the late 1970s,
Right.
Dave Prowse, the imposing actor who was Darth Vader, he wore the
body.
costume.
He was the
Right.
He
body.
wore the costume.
he wasn't the acting or the voice.
Was told that he couldn't audition for the role of Superman when Richard Donner was casting the film. In the 70s. Why?
He was ugly.
Because he's 8 feet tall.
He was not an American.
Yeah.
That was Richard Donner said, I will not have a non-American playing Superman.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
now,
Even though Superman is from another world.
truth, justice, and the
But he
American way,
landed
sir.
in the Kansas.
The American way, sir.
Truth,
The
justice, and the
American
American way. So, no, again, I don't care. I'm just bringing this story, all right? I want everyone
Okay.
to know that. So we got Henry Cavill, who's been cast as Superman, British.
Well, aren't they just kind of one of our colonies?
No, we were one of theirs.
Yes, I know.
Okay.
Anyway.
Now, a commentator on Ain't It Cool News,
Oh, jeez.
quote, the casting is fundamentally anti-American.
Oh.
It's
Is this a commentator or is this one of the talkbackers?
I don't know. It's disgusting casting to the highest degree, and I will never, ever see a movie with a Brit as Superman.
That's so stupid.
To which I just say, fuck you.
Yeah.
But this article goes on to make a point. British as well as Australian and Canadian actors appear to have cornered the market on most of the leading action roles in Hollywood movies that are being rolled out this year and next. Here are some of the examples. Of course, we got Andrew Garfield,
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man.
raised in Britain, portraying Peter Parker.
What?
Christian Bale,
Welsh.
Batman.
Welsh,
Oh, my God.
Batman. Now, they bring up Chris Hemsworth as Thor.
Aussie.
We could leave
he's-
that out.
But Thor's not an American.
Exactly.
Thor's
and,
Norse.
And they bring up Hugh Jackman as Wolverine, Canadian.
Right.
Or Australian if you're watching
Canadian,
Spider-Man and His
Australian, it's the
Amazing
same.
Friends.
So they bring it back. Eric Bana,
British.
no,
Played the Hulk.
Australian.
Australian,
yeah.
was the Hulk. Ryan Reynolds is apparently Canadian.
Oh, who cares? Jesus Christ.
But
It's North
Canada,
America.
Canada is North America. I mean, it's
It's America Junior.
Yeah.
You've got
Eric Bana also played a Romulan, and he's not really Romulan.
I
yeah,
know.
it's true.
you've got Sam Worthington,
Aussie.
Aussie. Daniel Day-Lewis is going to play Abraham Lincoln.
Who really isn't a superhero, but whatever.
Well, no, but
But he's a
it's,
vampire
When he's
hunter.
killing vampires, he's a superhero.
yeah, but this is a biopic.
this is Steven Spielberg's biopic. So
Oh, and don't forget Daniel Craig in Cowboys and Aliens.
What about were people bitching when Liam Neeson played Abraham Lincoln? What, 10
Well,
years
No,
ago?
but I've mentioned this before. Seriously, there were people who were unhappy when John Cho was cast as Sulu.
Because he's
Because
Korean.
he's-
and
Because he's
not-
Korean.
Korean?
Korean and not Japanese.
that was an
Japanese.
issue?
Yes.
I'm
yeah.
just saying,
huge.
There
There was
are
a huge
people who
issue.
will protest anything.
Well, so the end of the article, it was in the Hollywood Reporter, I think is where I found this.
So that's made up. Sorry.
I don't know.
That was just a joke.
Apparently, a couple of casting agents and producers that they talked to said America is not producing enough really good actors these
Well,
days.
that's
It's
what I was
not.
gonna say.
And also that British actors are better than
Well,
American
let's-
actors.
Well, if you look
Something
at
else that they said.
American actors that try to do accents, they usually stink.
Let's look at Kevin Costner in that piece of shit Robin Hood movie.
Okay, and then you look at somebody like what's his Commissioner Gordon. I'm sorry, I'm blanking the name.
Gary Oldman.
Gary Oldman. I didn't know that guy was British.
Yeah.
until like 10 years after I'd seen him and stuff.
and Gary Oldman, when they say, "Okay, you're gonna play an American," and he's like, "Okay, from what part of the country?"
Yeah.
He's not just doing an American accent; he's doing a
Dialect and
region.
everything, regional
You
dialects.
see that out of British actors
Yeah.
or Australian actors, where they're gonna be like, "Okay, well, I'm playing somebody from Jersey. I'm gonna play Jersey then."
So we forgave Christian Bale. We forgave him for Batman. He is, I think, the best Batman. Okay, that's me.
Michael Keaton.
I vote for Michael Keaton.
Really? I don't think so.
But like I said, that's just me. But he's been accepted worldwide. Okay, fine.
Damn Wentz.
A Brit playing Spider-Man.
I don't care where they're from as long as they do a good job.
Yeah, I mean,
Okay.
I really
I
don't
didn't
give
even
a
know
shit.
he was British and because
Okay.
he's in Social Network. I didn't know he was
All
I
British.
guess you could be upset if the little spaceship crashed in the field in the
Well,
I
that
don't know,
was-
someplace in England. And
well,
you
that
made
was a-
Superman English.
Which comic was that where he crashed in Russia?
Russia, Superman,
Red Sun.
Red Sun.
Red Sun.
Yeah,
Oh, but I hate DC Comics.
That's true.
yeah. So stop answering the question.
Okay, so we can forgive that.
Who cares?
What would have happened if we'd have cast a Brit as Captain America?
Well, that might have been problematic.
No. Who
No, I
cares?
mean,
It's a job.
No, I'm not. I'm not saying to me, but I'm saying it might have.
I would
Tempest in a
actually see
teapot.
that as being a bigger issue than
That
casting
might
a Brit
have-
as Superman.
Yeah, for
Real,
sure.
yeah.
I
made
would.
them a
Sure.
PR
I would.
problem.
And
would.
see, to me, Superman and Captain America have the same pro-American cachet.
I'm not saying that I would have a problem with it personally.
No,
I'm
not
saying
me.
that
Yeah.
I could see some people saying,
could
"Wait
see
a
it being
minute."
a marketing
Yeah.
problem.
Exactly. So yeah, I just wanted to
I
bring that
think
up. See
I
what
think
you
you'd
guys
have a
thought.
problem with it just like you do now. I mean, not. There would be the same argument, people getting mad because I think Superman, like you say, I think it's the same, patriotism
Yeah, I
level.
agree.
But but you'd have an argument by the time the movie came out. Who gives a shit and just
Superman
doesn't do a good
fights.
job?
Superman fights for truth, justice, and the American way. But the fact is, he is technically an illegal alien. So,
Where are his papers?
no. I mean, seriously though. I mean, you can fight for truth, justice, the American way, and not be an American.
Yeah.
So if a non-American's playing him, does that mean that he doesn't believe in those philosophies?
Absolutely.
So
it
even
does.
then, you're throwing the whole
Well,
philosophical
they've actually
thing
dropped
out
the whole
the-
American way from the whole Superman deal.
and that really was just part of the TV show, wasn't it? Back in the 50s.
Yeah.
It might have been.
It was the
Maybe we
radio
stood in front of
show.
the flag?
It was on the radio program. It was on the TV show
And that
And-
cartoon in the theaters.
and the cartoon in the theaters. It was also part of the comic book for quite a while.
Right.
too.
Well, I mean, it
Also
was
in-
in the friggin'
In the first Superman, I remember him saying to Lois, "I'm here to fight for truth, justice, and the American way."
Sure. And he flew off with the big American flag.
American
yeah.
flag.
And that's cool, but still,
Well, I
he
mean,
d-
okay, Clark Kent was raised with traditional American values.
And that's why he is who he is.
He's a farm boy.
But again, it's not even a matter of whether or not the guy's British that's playing him. If he's an actor, for Christ's sake, and that means that if he's acting as Superman, then he's going to be acting as an American. He's not going to be doing a British interpretation.
Hello,
of an
old
American
Superman.
character.
Exactly.
I was appalled that we cast humans as hobbits in the
Right.
Are we
I think
gonna
so.
gonna freak out when somebody does Macbeth that you've got British actors playing Scottish characters? I mean, it's
Of course, it goes both ways because I know this is a bizarre example, but Bridget Jones' Diary, there was
Renee
There was a lot of
Zellweger,
talk
an
about
American playing a
in
Brit.
England,
like you couldn't
that
find a
an
homely,
American
chunky
was
British
playing.
chick to play her.
And I'm you know what? There's nothing that separates these people to me from the white bigots who don't want to go see Thor because Idris Elba's
Yeah.
playing Heimdall.
Yeah, Shannon.
All right. Anyway, I just wanted to bring that up. Okay, here's
Dumb.
Here's
You know what we've learned here is that there are dumb people on the internet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
That the small
there's-
groups
no.
of dumb people that used to live in different parts of the world
No, there's a
can
du-
now congregate on the
No,
internet.
they have dumb people have an outlet now.
Yeah.
I can type.
Belly!
all right. So
I'm gonna
This
read
is,
this
uh,
in Boyo now.
I want to get your take on this one here. This is Xbox Live.
Okay.
That I'm on probation right now.
Again.
Double secret probation.
You are a douchebag.
I'm a
What
douche.
does that mean? I don't understand. Seriously.
You get
Jimmy-
suspended from
explain
playing
to
Suspend
Scott.
your account so you can't play
Yeah.
online.
I can play online. If I quit a game, I have to wait 10 minutes to go play a game.
Oh, is that how it works?
Yeah.
Okay.
And tell them why you're.
Because assholes on Halo Reach choose really boring games like sniper fights, and I don't want to play, so I shoot them in the back of the head.
Because
But
Jimmy's
here's the crappy thing, and everybody says, "Well, why don't you just quit?" If I quit, it still counts. It's like I could get put on probation just for quitting.
you're
Really?
not
So
playing.
I'd rather shoot somebody in the head and laugh.
Okay.
And
I
because-
like
and
the way
I
you
gotcha.
play.
They should change it that you're allowed to pick the type of
I
team
know.
scenario you're
I know.
playing.
I wish you could say I just want to play, Slayer. Or I just want to
Deathmatch or
play
whatever.
that.
because that's how it is on when you're playing online with Red Dead Redemption. You can pick what.
Or
kind
to say
of
I don't want to play
game
this map. I think there should be some choice.
So who is it that put you on probation?
Bungie. Bungie's they developed Halo.
Oh, okay. All right.
So
Well, let me read you the story, and I want you to think about this. Julius Jackson, 11-year-old autistic boy,
Okay.
I read a little bit about
Gross.
this.
done well for himself in Xbox Live, and in 200 days has racked up 1,500 game achievements. You want to explain that to Scott?
game achievements when you perform an action that they set to a goal and it gives you points for it, like credits.
But that's a lot.
That's a shit ton.
Xbox Live thinks that he's played too well. Removed his achievements and labeled him a cheater.
Oh, they're cracking down on cheaters. Not
Yeah.
that he is, but
His mother says her Xbox Live has served some of her son's only interaction outside of school and has devastated him. She argues her son did not cheat, earned his achievements solely from his hard work and hours logged online. And remember, he's autistic. John Ordover, who wrote 2 episodes of Star Trek Deep Space Nine, has an acoustic son, weighed in on the story. It's acoustic. Did I say acoustic?
He makes noise.
That's right.
He says you can hold awesome concerts inside that game.
You have to plug him in to make
I have
electric
3 electrical
noises.
children.
he created MTV Unplugged.
This is my electric son. Wow, wow.
That's the name of the episode, is Acoustic Son. All right, sorry about that. Anyway, I've had a little vodka.
Is that acoustic vodka?
It's acoustic vodka. He weighed in on this. He says it's extremely unlikely that the boy was cheating. He simply outthought, outplayed, and outlasted not just the other players, but also the programmers themselves. This boy probably has the attention to detail, focus, and visual processing necessary to easily accomplish what so-called normal people could not do. Also, it wouldn't occur to an acoustic child, an autistic child, to cheat.
No, I know. I've known some autistic kids who are dirty fucking cheaters.
No, you can speak to this.
I can actually.
You
I've
have.
been in the field for quite some time.
He used to work with them. Xbox Live has not banned Julius from the game. They've
course
just
not.
taken away his achievements and made the cheater label permanent.
What?
That he's a cheater.
Yeah, because the last thing you want to do is label an autistic kid.
Oh my god.
Xbox Live contacted has not been able to return Julius's account to the previous state. A website, Kotaku, emailed Xbox Live, got the following response from Xbox Live. Gamer score resets are done when cheating is detected to keep live fun, fair, and safe for everyone. We only do them when we are 100% confident that cheating has occurred and not something that can be appealed.
Here's the thing with autism, and unless things have changed drastically in the last 15 years, so if I'm wrong, somebody out there is going to point it out, I'm sure. But when I worked in the field of autism, the way it was explained to me is that your brain is like a giant freeway. Think of your brain as a big freeway interchange and overpass system. So when you send an electron from one part of your brain to, say, your arm to move your arm, your electron goes and gets on the little turnpike, gets off at the arm, and that's how it works. An autistic brain might hit the wrong off-ramp. So parts of the brain are wired a little bit differently than others. But in some cases, that person has incredible focus and concentration over cognitive skills. They think that Mozart may have had autism because of the fact that he was playing piano at the age of 5. He was writing his first concertos. So they're saying this is indicative of an autistic personality. So if you tell me that somebody who has this mental conditioning that would make them phenomenal at a video game, well, I've talked to a guy who can actually recite every single bus listing he's ever seen in his life. That's pretty miraculous stuff.
Like
So-
Rain Man, you know.
Well, yeah, he's
kind of
the guy. The guy seriously can't walk through a store and do his regular shopping, but he can tell you when the next bus is coming, and that's from memory. So, yeah, chances are this kid is a phenomenal video game player, and chances are that's his only outlet. That may be one of the few things he can do and interact with people, so-called regular people, without feeling a little bit strange.
Yeah.
So this is pretty shitty labeling.
Does Orson Scott Card have something to do with Xbox Live?
Yeah. I hear making it a fun, blah blah blah, and safe environment.
Yeah.
Safe. What the fuck
See,
does that mean?
But this is what it. The problem I have with it is that they're so good and overbearing about cracking down on an alleged cheater.
Yep.
Do they listen to some of these
I was
kids?
just gonna say the shit that comes out of this kid's
terrible.
mouth.
The
It's
shit
unbelievable.
that these kids are saying,
Yeah.
and they don't have a problem
They're
with
saying-
the racism and
It's
the,
These are
racism like to a whole new
and,
level.
11 and 12-year-olds that are saying words that I didn't know existed till I was 16.
You know?
And
Really?
terms and phrases that I'm just like, how do you know this
I'm-
when you're 9
and
years
that's
old?
okay.
I'm not joking. I heard a kid that could not have been older than 6.
Yeah.
Just mouthing off
Oh,
like
yeah.
a sailor.
It's
and I was like,
unbelievable.
you have to be kidding me. And
So-
so,
so
who gives a
that's
shit if
okay.
you cheat?
Where
Who
are-
cares?
Where are their parents is my
Yeah,
thing.
that's okay.
They're
but
in the
if
other
you're-
room, so they don't.
But-
have
but-
to-
listen to
an
that.
autistic kid who unlocked a bunch of achievements, and I'm sorry, but that statement they sent sounded like, we worked on these games all these hours, so they're too tough for people, and these people are beating them, and we're mad. Wah.
And
It
it-
was-
and it-
Go fuck
and it
yourselves,
can't be
Xbox.
appealed, Yeah.
There's
Here's the
a-
thing. I don't get, let's just say he cheated. Let's just say he totally fucking
Okay,
cheated.
yeah.
Who gives a shit?
Exactly.
It's not like you can buy stuff with these credits. It's just like it's like a badge of honor.
It's,
Like
it's,
it's,
it's the measurement of
all
your,
it is.
It's a measurement of your
fucking
EP.
cares? That's
you
what
know?
it makes me so mad. The shit that people say on there
Mm-hmm.
can
Here's-
fucking affect somebody's life.
Here's
But
I don't mean to take the wind out of your sails on this story, Carrie, but there was an update to this story.
Oh, there was?
Yeah, and
Because this was the last I looked at it.
yeah,
I didn't catch
I read,
an update.
I read the update yesterday, and I just found it again. But his mom actually talked to Q13 Fox News in their city and admitted that her son sold his or transferred his gamer tag to a third party. The third party went in, hacked it, gave him achievements that he didn't unlock himself,
So-
and then he got his gamer tag back.
So he was.
So
cheating.
he is a
The
cheater.
exact quote is the account zombie KII67 transferred from the Xbox. It is normally seen onto an Xbox in another city. The account earned several achievements for Halo 3 that can only be done online and in succession. It was clear they were unlocked out of order and offline. Earning successive online achievements out of order and offline is an impossible feat, not due to skill, but due to the technology of the system. It can only be done by modifying the account and faking the achievements.
Interesting.
Dirty little acoustic bastard.
I'll tell you.
Little acoustic.
Well, and that
You can't trust them.
that is the biggest change that has happened with the particular field of autism is they've now had this autism spectrum that some very very minor.
Yeah,
very
very
minor
minor
behavioral
autistic.
issues have
Yeah.
actually been attributed to autism.
Yeah.
So you can say this kid has autism. Well, he might have a really, really minor Asperger's syndrome, and they're
Right.
calling him autistic and banking him out as this huge
And
victim.
everything we've said
Or
about
it could be full-blown.
autism and the idiot savant kind of a thing that some of them have.
don't use that term anymore.
We don't use that term anymore?
Savantism. You
Yeah.
don't use the word idiot.
Don't use it?
No.
Just savantism.
You might as well call him all
Stupid.
kinds of
I mean,
I
the
other
have
word-
not heard that.
I mean, the word
So,
idiot. It's yeah.
Savantism, that's all true, what we've been talking about.
to some degree.
Yeah, to some
I've met
degree.
autistic people who are dumb as fucking brick posts, but,
Sure.
But-
they could clap their hands and spit like nobody's business.
But regardless, isn't it frightening that they're watching cheaters closer? That's still the
That's
I
their
still stand by
priority.
what I said.
priority.
I mean, you're wasting all this time for cheating.
Exactly.
Who cares? It
Who
doesn't
cares?
affect anybody.
Who cares?
what are you doing
Why don't
about
you-
the rampant
why don't you-
racism?
Why don't you, regulate
Yeah.
your racism on there?
Well, if they did that, they wouldn't have any more players.
Well,
no, that's not true,
no,
because-
it actually would make. I play online, and we 9 times out of 10 play in a party, so we can just hear each other because
Yeah.
we just don't
Oh,
want to
yeah.
hear that shit.
Could somebody put a pillow under Scott's head really quick? The
No,
last,
I'm
the last,
actually very, very fascinated.
no,
by
the
that.
last time I ran a dungeon in World of Warcraft.
Oh, God.
Okay.
well,
now you put them to
in
sleep.
the
The last time I ran a dungeon in World of Warcraft, I had the group chat going on. And there's 6 people in the group, and it's me and 3 other people just kind of making light chit chat, and 2 guys that are bitches and hoes, niggers
Yeah.
and bitches, and blah 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 blah. And it sucked the fun right out
Oh,
of it
yeah.
for the other
Totally.
3 people.
Totally.
And you don't need that shit.
which is why I hate forums.
My favorite was when I first played online one time because you hear all the racism like that, and there's a guy that I play with. We'd never met in person. I know all about his family. It's one of my friend's friends, and he goes, "Man, does Jimmy get mad about that?" And he goes, "Well, yeah, I mean, pretty much like anybody would, right?" And he goes, "Yeah, but Jimmy's black, right?"
Yes, you are.
Yeah. That's why Shannon and I don't hang out.
That's
very much.
All right.
Apparently, you're not albino.
Okay, so I've got some more topics coming up in the next half, and just before we go, some quick news here.
Quick news.
They are making a live-action Peabody and Sherman.
I saw the concept art.
How does it look?
Looks like fucking Peabody.
Peabody and Sherman.
You know, we're worried about non-Americans, but here we have this is slavery. The the boy belongs to the dog.
That is true. That is true.
I'm Peabody, and this is my boy Sherman.
It might be
And
bestiality. I don't know.
they have cast the role of Peabody, Mr. Peabody,
Right.
Robert Downey Jr.
What?
Awesome.
So he's a
this
drunk.
is,
Fucking awesome.
Rocky and Bullwinkle?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. I was
In the
lost.
way
The
back
The
machine.
Wayback Machine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you have you ever seen?
Yeah, I've seen some
Great.
episodes.
Okay,
It's
all right.
great stuff.
My dog was up for that part. Damn it.
It's a,
Talking boy Sherman.
Sounds like he's just
Now
as
is
good
it
as
going to
his
be
master.
CGI or a cartoon?
well, it's going to be like Yogi Bear. It'll be like the live
so it's
action.
gonna suck?
So it's gonna be awful.
You're saying that there's going to be a big dog that rapes little dogs?
This is interesting to me. It's
Who's playing
'cause,
Sherman?
they haven't cast him. He will be CGI,
The boy
Sherman will
CGI?
be
Okay, so the
CGI,
dog
which-
will be live action.
which I don't get. It says here, Mr. Peabody is the super intelligent dog who deals with his ostracizing from the animal kingdom by condescendingly educating a young boy on the finer points of history, often with the aid of his time-traveling Wayback Machine. Although the script is being handled, see, it's the same. It is by the guys who gave us Yogi Bear.
I figured as much.
Throw it away. That's it.
Rumple it up.
Because if you go on Netflix and pull up the first episode of Bullwinkle, it actually has the origin of Mr. Peabody on there.
Really?
And yeah, he's a very super intelligent dog and can't stand dog society.
Well,
that's why
and that's what the story goes on to say is that his family, they're all just dogs.
yeah.
And
See-
so he was like the weird one.
There's
Yeah.
a
What
great
about-
shot of him sitting with a bunch of poodles, and they're all just sitting there, doing their thing, and he's got a martini. He's like, "Oh, did you read the latest Society piece?"
What about fractured fairy tales? Are there any fractured fairy tales?
I have not found any.
Oh darn!
They'll ruin that too.
I hope you're
And
paying
tennis-
Robert Downey Jr. a lot of money.
And Tennessee Tuxedo.
He will not fail.
Tennessee Tuxedo never fails.
Well, let's go see Mr. Whoopi.
Oh, and Go Gophers.
I loved Go Gophers. All right, never mind. We're getting Tony's. His
What about
head
Dudley
is.
Do
What are
Right?
we
Don't
talking
forget Dudley
about?
Do Right.
They've already done that.
Teddy's,
that's been-
and they did it
Tony's,
poorly.
Tony's head's exploding. So let's after these
Messages,
messages,
we'll be right back.
You're too young.